Welcome to another Scriptcase tutorial. Today we're going to be looking at using social logins to log into your app built with Scriptcase. My name is Nate Carpenter, and today I'm going to be showing you how to use Twitter to authenticate to your web application built with Scriptcase. So let's get started. So to get set up with the Twitter API, you need to go to developer.twitter.com. Once you're there, if you don't already have a Twitter account, you need to set that up. And then you'll need to set up a developer account associated with your Twitter account. There will be a process to go through that, and you have to describe a little bit about what you plan on doing with your developer account, and you have to agree to some terms and everything. But once that's all set up, you'll be led to this screen where you can create an app. As you can see, I already have one app created, but I'm going to create another one so I can show you how to use it. So we're going to go up to this button here, create an app, click create, and we're going to name it. So pick a name, a short description, the URL that we will be using this this authentication with. So go ahead and put my URL in there. And then this is key here. We need to make sure we enable sign-in with Twitter. Check that box. And then we'll need to set up a callback URL. This will just be a placeholder for now, but we'll come back and we'll finish this up. This will be our login page that we're actually calling this authentication from, and then it will come back to this URL. So once we get all that set up, we'll come back and we'll add it in here, but this will just be a placeholder here. If you want a terms of service or privacy, organization name, organization website, that all can be added. And then here we have a description of how it will be used again. It has to be at least 100 characters long. I already have one ready. So I'm just going to copy that in. This can just be a description of what you plan on doing with this application, this Twitter application. Once that's all done, then we can hit create. Agree some more, just make sure we agree to these terms. Click create. And our application is created. So here we have the details of our application that we just filled in. And right now what we need is this keys and tokens tab here. So we're going to click this. And here we have our consumer API keys. So we have our API key and our API secret key. So those two pieces of information we're going to use within Scriptcase. So now let's go over to Scriptcase and set up a security module that's built to use Twitter. So we'll go over to our development environment here, to the top blue menu, and we'll go to Modules, Security. We're going to use Group Security for this. Click Next. Choose our connection. So I'm going to name the prefix with the little shortened Twitter, just so it doesn't overwrite tables that are already there. And we need to make sure we allow social networks, use social networks. That'll set it up to use it with Twitter. Click Next. It created all the tables. Click Close. And this all is pretty much set up. So now when we click Next, we don't have to worry about any of that. Now we're just needing to prefix the applications that we'll be using in the security module. I'm going to put MD5 encryption on the passwords. The folder, put the Twitter prefix there, or suffix on the folder there, and then point it to our menu application. And then the rest we don't need to worry about except here, social networking. And we're going to use Twitter. So we have all three of our social networks here, Facebook, Google, and Twitter. Check the box for Twitter, and then we have that key and secret that our Twitter API gave us. So now let's go back to the Twitter API to get those. Let's get the key first, and select it and copy it. Put it here in the key field. And then let's get the secret. So select the secret now, copy it, and paste it in the secret field. And then click Next. And we can click OK here. Click Next here, Next again. And now we're going to generate security. And it's going to generate here. Now we want to generate the source code. Now that's all done. Now we're going to open our projects. Open up the project here. And now we have all of our security Twitter account applications. And we need to go to our login application to test this. So let's open it up here. And we're going to click Run Application up here on the top. And as you can see, we have a little Twitter button here. And we're going to get an error when we click on this. Callback URL not approved. That's because we did not set up the correct callback application in the Twitter API. So now we're going to go fix that. So let's click back. And we need this part of the URL here. You don't need anything after with any of the get variables, just the URL of the application. Let's go back to the Twitter API, go to our app details, click edit, edit details, and then we're going to go down to the callback URL, and we're going to replace this placeholder that we put in, with the full one. So now that's added, just hit save down at the bottom, and now it should work. So let's go back to our login application, hit the Twitter button, and here we go. So it's giving us the little page here, has the application name, and then we can just click Authorize App, and it's going to redirect us back. And here we are back into our Scriptcase web application. We're all authenticated. This user has been added to the default user group. And if you want to see the logic for how that's done, you can go back to the login application and you click on Authentications, and there on Twitter you have the key and secret that were just put in there, and then the method of return. It's going to call this PHP method TW return, and you can find that in programming, blue tab here, PHP methods, and then TW return. And from there on, it just calls some other methods, get social, which is another one in here. And it's pretty much just regular PHP code. So you can see how that's done. It just is going to add that user to the security system, add it to a default group, so it doesn't have a whole lot of permissions really. And then it's set up from there, and you can control that user from there. So I hope this was helpful for you. This is how Scriptcase uses Twitter to authenticate to your web application. It has a Twitter API, and then you set up the security module in Scriptcase with the Twitter credentials. See you in the next video.